I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drum's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light.
And here we are again. Never thought I would see this day coming, to be honest. This is the FSLabs A321 NEO, a plane we used to fly quite a lot, but we ended up having to let it go due to the bugs that we were encountering. FSLabs took their sweet time, about 7 months, to bring this update that not only fixes a lot of stuff that we encounter over time, but also introduces this. Now, for those that aren't aware of what this is the Pratt & Whitney wind engine, the famous whale. That's the sound it makes once it's accelerating. Now, this isn't really like an upgrade for the aircraft. It's basically just adding a second engine choice. We had the LEAP, now we have the Pratt & Whitney. So different companies, but the concept and the plane is pretty much the same in terms of software and general performance. Now, one of the things that we need to take a good look at is the performance. Now, I've been struggling all this afternoon since the update was released to optimize my flight simulator so that I didn't have a slideshow. So apparently there are some issues with performance with this aircraft, but I think I managed to get it to a point where I feel confident I can make a flight without many stutters, but we just don't know. Regarding this Airbus, this is the ITA Airways, so the son or daughter of Alitalia, so an Italian airline, and it appears that it's now more or less of a low cost. Not entirely sure, but it is what it is. In terms of external inspection, we're not going to find anything rather new because, again, this isn't an upgrade, so nothing on the outside is interactive, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So nothing in here, no static boards, no doors, nothing is interactive. You can perform your walk around as we're doing right now, but as you can see, nothing will interact with you. Now, in terms of systems, again, there's nothing really new, although they really tweaked a lot of stuff. I will go through what they updated recently, going through the changelog, and we can talk about it. I'm already seeing something weird here. Maybe it's part of the plane, the real plane. It doesn't look like it. Looks like a misplaced texture. Um, in terms of external model, not much has changed. Again, we don't have any interactions per se, but it is always nice to see that they might have. I don't know. I'm not going to put my hands on the fire with this. I think they did something to the external model because this door here. We'll take a look at the nose again because that's when I found. That's where I found it. I think the texture is an issue here. Looks like an issue here with the texture. I found a polygon error on the nose. But this door used to be rather, I wouldn't say too long, but it was definitely not the same shape as the forward door, and that created problems with some textures. It's just something that we need to look into a little more in depth, but not right now. This is not the purpose of this particular flight. This is more like a welcome back flight, and we'll take a good look at it. So this is the part where I was talking about, and yeah, they did not really touch the, can you, I don't know if it's rather, we can see it better in flight. Oops, we can see it better in flight, but this section here is not well modeled, and maybe this livery is not the best to look into that, or maybe the light perspective needs to be a little different, but it appears that there's still kind of a flat surface there. Can you see it? Starting here and there. I'm being nitpicky, but this door is deformed, and it is deformed in real life. It's curved, but I don't think it does this straight line. So being nitpicky, the plain external model does look good by far from afar. Uh, and yeah, let's not be nitpicky right now. We were more interested to see if the general issues have been solved. Number one issue that I had with this plane was when going to settings here, the sound. So general sound, the external sounds would be turned off. And look at this, it still is. It still does that. Only the FSL Airbus does this. Not sure why, but this needs to be like so. Otherwise, we won't hear like the rain falling and the other aircraft. And I'm not sure why FSL does that. So you see the difference? Now you can hear other planes, you can hear the rain, you can hear the thunderstorms. Why this plane does that? Still bugged. This is something I'll report when I have the time. So let's go back in. As you can see, the weather today is not good in Lisbon. So we are going to try to run away from the bad weather, but previously I was looking into the weather, and we had gusts 40, something like that. And watching the live streams from this evening from Lisbon Airport, indeed the planes were struggling with wind. But again, the planes are built to endure that, so we'll see. Now, when it comes to the 3D cockpit, uh, they say they updated the cockpit. Again, we'll go into exactly what the changelog pertains. Now, this is just FS 2024 lighting, so it looks weird because it's just external lighting. But it is a good chance to see that some of the shadows are embedded, so they're baked in. And it's been like that since release, actually. So this is an example. All these circuit breakers, you can see that there's like someone sprayed it black to simulate a shadow. Same thing here, you can see it clearly. Once we turn on the cockpit own lights, things will be a little more mitigated, I would say, but it still is pretty much the same. As for the seat, the texture looks the same, looks low res, uh, I think they improved it slightly, but at some point you can't really go deep with adding better textures. Otherwise, performance would be killed instantly. And let me tell you, the first couple of hours with this plane, it was a struggle because the frame rate was just appalling, and that's the best description I can make of it without being impolite. So let's start our aircraft. So electronic flight bag apparently has its own life, its own power. So batteries on, and I'm already seeing an issue here. So it's not exactly a big problem, but GSX continues not to be correctly implemented with this airplane. So not only don't we have the GPU available, the jetway is not connected automatically as it should. This is a random thing, and I already told them this is happening. I'm not sure why, but overall, GSX is integrated and works well. But when it comes to automation, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I used to blame GSX a lot, but nowadays I don't think it's really their fault. I think it's you see, I just pressed the button there to connect the jetway. It's just not connecting. It's like GSX isn't there. Let me just confirm if GSX is actually running. Yep, it is running. Coatl is running. So let's try what they told me to do. So let's push the button for the mechanic and see if we get a reply. There it is. So external power available, and for some reason this sometimes seems to trigger, yeah, see, sometimes seems to trigger GSX into operation. Could be a shortcut, could be a nice feature, but I would prefer it to be automatic. Why do I have to press the button, right? But again, let's not be nitpicky. Let's do our best to make this flight memorable in a good way. All right, let's start bringing this plane to life. So we got external power on, and let's run the oh, I was loading the panel stats, that's why it's like that. So let's run the pre-flight checklist. Parking brake is on, flaps are up, spoilers are retracted and disarmed, weather radar is set to off, middle position, as well as predictive wind shear set to off to the left. Engine mode selectors both off. Engine mode selector, I'm sorry, to norm, and engine masters set to off. That's the correct readout. Thrust levers are set on idle, and we got the gear down, of course, as well as the wipers turned off, both of them, left and right. All right. So now let's get some light into this panel. A little darker there. And let's operate the integrated lighting as well as a little flood on both sides. So one controls this flashlight, if you want, projected light into the main pedestal. The other one controls these backlights on the panel itself, main panel. And now let's turn on the side panels as well, because I like things to be bright and shiny. All right, so first of all, let's request our route. So we go here to our ETSU AOC, and let's call initiation. We got our flight from ITA 776. So let's request data. We can also come here to our briefing and confirm the data. So we got ITA 776 correct, and we got cost index 15. Well, we'll review this in a moment. All right, so let's now go back to the OFP data. We got block fuel. We're gonna load it instantly. Send, and they descend. should have 8,600 kilograms. There it is. Back to the AOC menu, ATC request, and let's go for the pre-departure clearance. So we are at gate 126. And we got the ITA, so call sign is ITY 776. And now let's listen to the ATIS for the QNH as well as the QNH as well as the oh, what's going on? Okay, QNH as well as the what am I doing? The departure code, or sorry, the ATIS code.
Or more, scattered at 2000, view clouds at 2500, temperature 13, 2.12, QNH 1000, thunderstorms,
1000.
landing and departing runway 20, transition
nice.
level 050, advise on initial contact, you have information Charlie.
So we get Charlie.
Lisbon Airport, information Charlie, 19020, wind 245 at 15 gust 26, visibility 10 miles or more, scattered at 2000, view clouds at 2500, temperature 13, 2.12, QNH 1000, thunderstorms, landing and departing runway 20, transition level 050, advise on initial contact, you have information Charlie.
Can go to ground, hopefully.
All aircraft be advised to information Delta now current, QNH 1001.
So QNH jump to 1001. So QNH is rising, which is sometimes good, sometimes not that good. Oh my, sorry about that. So just getting stuff running. So let's go. Battery 1 and 2 is on. External power on if available. It is on. Accumulator brake pressure. Let's check them out. So accumulator pressure is a little low, but within tolerances, and both brakes left and right are in the green and pressurized, which is good. Cockpit lights, instrument lights as required. APU fire test.
Contact Lisbon Tower 118.105.
Let me just check on in BeyondATC. Yeah, we definitely didn't have the request for CPDLC going, so let's try again. Let me reduce the volume here.
Runway 20 with uniform 5. Continue taxi via uniform 5 uniform 6 Sierra Tree Bravo, white star 6645 heavy.
Not doing anything. So this still doesn't work with BATC, although they say they integrated. Let's skip that. So AOC menu, ATC required, pre-departure clearance, gate 126, correct? So let's try again. 126. We got Delta now, so let's make sure it's Delta. Not allowed. What do you mean not allowed? Delta. Ah, there you go. Oh, I mistakenly. 1, 2, 6. Ah. Flight number. I wonder if we need to insert that 0 there. ITY 776 should be correct. So let's try. ITY 776. There. Recipient LPPT sent. Message has been sent. Let's check it out. Nope. Nothing went through to BeyondATC. So I'm gonna try again with that extra 0.
1982, run 20, request pushback and engine start.
Viewing 1982, Lisbon ground, pushback
So,
and engine start
ITY.
approved, face west.
Pushback and engine start approved, face west. Viewing 1982.
0776. Does that make any change? We'll see. Did it go through? No, it did not.
Postman H166
I don't know.
heavy, ramp 803 request
It's not
pushback
working.
and engine start.
I mean, let's go here to the
Postman
options.
8166 heavy, Lisbon ground, pushback and engine start approved, face up west.
Pushback approved.
I don't think there's anything we can do here in terms of configuration with BeyondATC actually. So let me see. One more attempt, but so far BeyondATC looks like it's
Right
focused.
6645 heavy, contact Lisbon Tower 118.105. Have a good afternoon.
Contact Tower 118.105, weights to 6645 heavy.
Let's get so 10001. Our temperature is 13, and apparently it's running 20. Alright, we'll send advisory.
Fueling 1982, request taxi.
Hello.
Fueling 1982, runway 20, taxi via Zulu 2 Zulu. Zulu 1, Mike 3 Mike. Mike
Will
2
this
Golf 1
ATS
Tango.
work?
Uniform 3 uniform. Uniform 4
Will
uniform 5
anything work?
uniform 6 Sierra 3 Bravo. Hold shot runway 20.
It did initialize, but this is with Simbrief, OFP data as well, boarding as well. Didn't I request boarding? I did request boarding and nothing happened, so again, board now, request.
Boarding requested.
Now it's going, alright. Some reason it didn't.
Postman 1667.
One last attempt, and I'm not sure
Postman 1667.
what I can do, so we initialized correctly. I wonder if we need to initialize here as well.
Runway 20, taxi 5 Bravo, Whiskey 1 Alpha 5 uniform,
Oh,
4
and
uniform,
request
uniform 5 uniform, 6 Air 3.
ITA 776.
Postman H1667.
Cost index has been imported as well as flight level. Olá, Diniz, boa noite, tudo bem?
Front Solo 59 Lima Mike. Lisbon ground, pushback and engine start approved.
I
Face
think-
north.
I think
Pushback and engine start approved. Face north, front Solo
connection
59 Lima
status.
Mike.
Alpine 7605, gate 123, request pushback and engine start.
It's gotta be Etsu.
Alpine 7605, Lisbon ground,
I wonder
pushback
if it's
approved. Face
ATC.
north.
Pushback approved, face north,
No,
Alpine
it's definitely not
7605.
here. AOC menu. ATC requests. Pre-departure. I've done this. I don't know what's wrong here, but there's definitely no BeyondATC CPDLC integration. Not that I can figure it out. So this is what I did. YTY 776 there with Delta. There, gate 126. There, aircraft type correct, recipient LPPT, send. Message has been sent. I go back here to BeyondATC main window, you guys can't see, and nothing's there. And nothing is there. You can see here that ACAR's requests, flight plan not held, revert to voice flight plan not held, what does that mean?
Front Solo 59 Lima Mike.
It's always rejected, and there's no
Front
actual
Solo 59
justification
Lima Mike. Runway 20, taxi
why
via Echo.
it doesn't.
Mike 2 Golf 1 Tango. Uniform 3
So
uniform.
I'm
Uniform
pretty
4
sure
uniform
it's
5
just not
uniform 6
compatible,
Sierra
and the
2
guys
Bravo.
just
Hold short runway
put that
20.
on a change log saying, hey, it's compatible, when it's not. It's my POV at least. You can see here around this button how this texture is messed up. So let's go through our failures. Our MEL, so tech log.
Alpine 7605, runway 20, taxi
So
via Alpha 2 Alpha,
non-performance,
Alpha
upper
5
beacon
uniform,
near
4
EOL,
uniform,
so upper
uniform 5
beacon
uniform 6 Sierra 3 Bravo.
LT
Hold
near
short
end
runway
of
20.
life, double flash observed, requires replacement within 10 flight hours, 100 flight hours, awaiting spares, had to race for track. Alright, no big deal. We can live with that. So yeah, no CPDLC available. This doesn't work. I may need to call to review whatever the heck they've done to it. So let's go back to clearance. Request by voice.
On our way to link.
ITA 776, Lisbon delivery. Expect runway 20 Exeter 1 Sierra departure. Squawk 6665.
Exeter 1 Sierra departure. Squawk 6665. ITA 776.
ITA 776, readback correct. Contact ground
What's wrong with this FMC?
121.755 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121.755 when ready. ITA 776.
Was just turned off. Alright, so we got Exeter 1 Sierra departure for runway 20. So, thanks but no thanks, no CPDLC. Kind of feel tricked here. So one thing we found already, it's not working correctly. Exeter 1 Sierra. Insert. Alright, and now we can carry on with our checklist. So passengers are coming in the aircraft. Yes, they are. It's a nice cabin. We'll take a look in a moment during flight. Hello, story. That's what we're trying to find out. I mean, FSLabs was a good plane back in FS 2020, but they had a few hiccups to solve in the meantime for FS 2024. And yeah, it's we're trying to figure out if it's good. I mean, there's not much competition just now, but in the near future we'll have the Phoenix A321 and A320 Neo, so it's best that they are good. Otherwise, they will have trouble for sure. So cruise supply on, SVR test, CVR test. No tone, but this may not be model. AD is set to nav, external lights, wing and nav and logo. So we'll set nav logo to 1 and wing lights to on. No smoking, portable devices set to auto, emergency lights are armed, and unscheduled lights. Let's turn on the beautiful lights so everything lights up. Everything's lit up. Same here, over there. This is lit up, so. Okay. So APU fire tests we can perform now. We got APU butt, squib, oral warning, master warning, ECAM status. It's working. So let's test the batteries. Let's go to the HELEC page. Let's see battery 1, battery 2. Let's turn off battery 1. And it's off.
Postman 8166 heavy, cross runway
Back
20
on.
uniform 5. Continue taxi via uniform 5 uniform,
Battery
uniform
2.
603 Bravo.
It's off.
Cross runway 20
Off.
uniform 5.
Back on.
Continue taxi via uniform 5
Back on.
uniform,
Alright.
uniform 60
Battery
Bravo,
is
Postman 8166 heavy.
both batteries are available. Fuel pumps are off. Engine fire test. Let's perform engine 1 fire test now.
Ramp 301 by
Both
Hotel 1
squibs.
uniform 2 uniform,
Fire
uniform
button
1 Euro 7 6
on the
Tango Mike.
pedestal. Fire indication.
Feeling 1982, continue
We got
taxi.
master warning, oral
Continue
warning,
taxi,
and engine
feeling
fire
192.
ECAM. Now for engine
Alpine
2.
7605, continue taxi.
Oops, let's not
Continue
mess
taxi,
with
Alpine
that.
7605.
Both squibs, but master warning, ECAM
705,
status,
continue
and
taxi.
pedestal.
Continue taxi.
Fire test
Front
complete.
751
Flight directors, both two on.
Alpine
Barrel reference
7605,
1001
hold
and
position for
cross
traffic.
check.
I'll call you back.
If is
Hold
constrained to
position for traffic,
R10,
Alpine
constrained
7605.
strain, arc, and 10.
Front solo 59 Lima Mike.
FCU
Hold
not
position for
will
traffic.
set
I'll
to
call you
manage
back.
for now. Radio setup has been performed. MCU data. We're still waiting for the plane to be loaded, so we don't have the final loading sheet. But we are expecting to take about 8,500 kilograms of fuel. We got 8,600 on board. So we're still waiting for passengers and cargo to be loaded. Let's go outside for a little bit. So our cargo loaders will stand by now. This is a new feature from GSX. Previously they will just depart once the cargo was loaded. And we're still having passengers being seated.
Uniform 602 Bravo.
Cross runway 20 to uniform
We
5.
got
Continue
some
taxi by uniform 5 uniform.
weather
Uniform
systems,
603 Bravo.
thunderstorms.
Alpine 7605.
Sorry about the volume in here, but apparently
Alpine 7605.
that BeyondATC integration is just for show, because we can't regulate the sounds correctly. So we'll just wait for BeyondATC to, GSX to finish loading.
Iberia 3113, gate 117, request pushback and engine start.
Front solo 59 Lima Mike.
So FSLabs, is it good?
Position for traffic. Front solo 59 Lima Mike.
They claim, and I was inclined to believe back in the day, that they have the best simulation out there for an Airbus.
Over to Tower 118.105.
Unfortunately, the bugs kind of pushed back on the plane's quality.
Face north.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face north. Iberia 3113.
So boarding completed, that's what I want to see.
Alpine 80 November Mike.
We do need some indication out here that the boarding has been completed. Otherwise this is going to be a mess. Let's see if they fixed yet another bug we had when we wanted to see. So we can import this, and now if I pressed here, yeah, still bug. So we need to reset the FB, and you'll see that now the map appears. So not a lot of stuff. Yeah, see, this is our flight map. Yeah, this is not solved. But there are worse things in life, I suppose. So we're gonna go for the ITA 1 Sierra. Let's pin that. ITA 1 Sierra's right here. All right. Yeah, still no little bug following.
Contact Lisbon Tower 118.105 bye bye.
Seems that our door was closed by the crew. Thank you. Let's lock it. And locked. Alright, so our squawk should be 6665.
Front solo 73 Golf Kilo, ramp 200, taxi via Hotel 1 Uniform 2 Uniform, Uniform 1 November 1 Lima 2 Mike 4010, Zulu 2.
And now let's set up our performance.
Uniform 2 Uniform, Uniform 1 November 1 Lima 2 Mike 4 Zulu 1 Zulu, Zulu 25 solo
So we got
73
172 passengers, and we got 4,000 kilograms of cargo, and we got 67.5.0.
Runway 20 taxi via Alpha 2
So let's
Yankee,
do
Alpha
that.
3 Alpha,
So
Alpha
we
4
got
Alpha 5 Uniform 4 Uniform, Uniform 5 Uniform 6
0
3 Bravo. Hold short runway 20.
Runway 20
CG set to 29.3.
Alpha, Alpha 4 Alpha 5 Uniform 4 Uniform, Uniform 5 Uniform 6 Sierra 3 Bravo. Hold
And our
short,
block
runway
fuel
20,
will be
Iberia
8.6.
3113.
Sorry if ATC is too loud. I'll reduce it slightly, because I still need to listen to it.
Alpine 7605, cross runway 20, Uniform
There.
5.
Hope it's better.
Taxi via Uniform 5 Uniform, Uniform 6 Sierra 2
So here we go. MCDU data, RDNav, RNav, and Nav8's set on. IRS align has been performed. It is done. We got flight plan has been reviewed. We got the EFIS Nav8 set, takeoff briefing completed, and squawk has been set. So cockpit preparation complete. So now Let's load here the Navigraph. Let's confirm the load sheet, by the way. So we got zero fuel weight 67.1.
Apology to Mike November, ready to taxi to the active.
67.0. All right, let's amuse them. 67.1 dash 29.3 because they're rounding the 0.5. All right, it's comprehensible. 29.3. Is that the one? Yeah, 29.3. Correct. And we got 8,600 kilograms of fuel. Done. All right, so we are now going to set everything for departure. So first things first, we're going to switch on what's it? I think it's the intake, isn't it? Is it the intercom? No, then this will be done later, I suppose. So we're going to come back here to the ITA AOC. The heck? What happened? Oh, I know what happened. I didn't think it was working, but it did work. So 1, 2, 3.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Yeah, stand by a little bit. So it did work. If you press that switch to intercom, it activates GSX to start the pushback. Since I didn't have the APU available, the airplane died. This might sound like a mishap, but you'd be surprised how many times I've heard this happen. So we need to wait for the APU to come alive because we no longer have the
Iberia 3113, cross runway 20, uniform 5. Continue taxi via uniform 5, uniform 603 Bravo.
Cross runway.
Is it turning on?
Continue taxi via uniform 5, uniform 60.
Yep. So, because we no longer have the external power, the bus just dies. And like I said, you'll be amazed how many times this happens in real life. I actually saw a video of a guy in the sim doing a check ride. So he was getting ready to become a pilot, and he did this. He forgot to... I mean, he didn't forget. The timing was off, and so the APU... the GPU was disconnected before the APU came alive. In my case, I pressed the switch waiting for some action, nothing happened. So I presume, okay, so this isn't working. What am I going to do? So, yeah, same thing, different event. So let's just wait for the plane to perform its cycle. We didn't lose anything because everything is memorized. But still, it's a little embarrassing when this happens.
Alpine 80, November Mike, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Alright, looks like we're good. We're gonna call push and start.
At R776 at gate 126, request pushback.
R776,
Restart checklist, APU master on. APU start set, MCD weights inserted. We're gonna go for the V speeds. We need to perform the calculations for that. So we're gonna take off from runway 20 full length. We're gonna set optimal, air conditioning to on, anti-ice not required. We got 13 degrees. Calculate. And there it is, 163, 164, 164. Really weird data, but maybe it's correct, not sure. So uplink takeoff data. And there it is. Now we're cooking. So we're gonna need to set to up 06, flex temperature 62, V1, VR, and V2 are very close to each other, so the plane is kind of light anyway. Flight directors set on again. Why is this repeated here? APU is bled, external power is off, seatbelt signs are on, and air conditioning is required. We're ready to go. Pushback and startup checklist. Windows and doors are closed. Red band. Red band. Doors closed. Fuel pumps set to on. And let's go back here to our CDU 82 AOC departure. We're going to set pushback, and we got to face north, so we're going to turn left and push now.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brake released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Beacon on. And fuel pumps are on. Steering pin has been inserted. Transponder set to auto. And we're good to go. Start number 1, please.
Alpine 80 November Mike, cross runway 20 uniform 5. Continue taxi via uniform 5 uniform 603 Bravo. Cross runway 20 uniform 5. Continue taxi via uniform 5 uniform 603 Bravo.
We should place this to run.
November Mike.
There's a stutter, quite frequent on this plane, unfortunately. Especially if you move fast like this, you get some stutters sometimes.
Quality 2 Mike November, contact Lisbon Tower 118.105.
So this Pratt & Whitney engine takes a lot more time to start up than the LEAP. The LEAP is already a slow engine to start, but the Pratt & Whitney, my god.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brake are set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Okay, firm. I keep mistaking the switch. Well, it only happens on this plane, actually. Now it's starting. Here it comes. I'm gonna make a couple of visits to the outside view, because this engine supposedly have this distinct whale sound that's pretty cool to listen to. Also need to turn on the... Oh my god. Let me try to get some... There it is. So we need to turn the brightness up. Oh, not that. This one. There you go.
A pleasant flight.
So now let's start number 2, please.
Over to Tower 118.105 Alpine 80 November Mike.
The reason why I flipped the switch wrongly to crank is because of the way this mouse, you can see the arrows there. It's kind of confusing. In some planes you press the right mouse button to move to the right, the left mouse button move to the left. But on this plane you need to take a look at the icon, because you can press right button here and it will switch back to normal. So yeah. Alright, we got a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
So these CDUs are a bit too bright to my taste. Although these CRT panels will These CRT monitors will do that. So we request a disconnection, and we're going to request a parking to the apron. Engine mode selectors back to normal. APU bleed off. Let's turn off the pack. Off. Back on. APU master. So we don't have a back surge. And we're not going to get anti-ice as we are above 10 degrees Celsius. We're at 13 degrees Celsius. Copy. Before taxi checklist, auto brake set to max, spoilers to armed, flaps set 1, flight controls, full deflection left, neutral, full deflection right, neutral, full pitch up, neutral, full pitch down, and neutral, full rudder left, neutral, full rudder right, and neutral. Flight controls have been checked. Let's set our trim. So we are supposed to, what's wrong with my track IR today? We are supposed to set 0.6 up. There it is, 0.6 right there on the controls page. Right here. What's wrong with my track IR? What the heck is going on? Alright. Seems good now. Oh, we're gonna have trouble. Did I move nose to the left? Yeah, I said nose left. What? I said nose left and it pulled the nose right. That was not what I asked. Anyway.
Air 776 request taxi.
Steering pin has been removed and rudder trims set to reset.
Runway 20 taxi via Alpha 3 Alpha.
Before taxi
Alpha
checklist
4,
complete.
Alpha 5 uniform 4 uniform 5. Hold short runway 20 Air 776.
Alright, let's go. So we need to do a little rally here, little backtracking here, but we'll be good to go. Oh, there's the whale sound. Parking brake off. Can hear the whale sound. So let's connect the pedals here. Let's go a little right. And left. Sorry about that. Boys and girls, don't try this at home. Just need to... I'm almost sure I pressed... What? Come on. Why isn't it turning? There we go. I'm almost sure I pressed nose left, but... Alright, so we need to hold short runway 20 to cross it, and that's what we'll do. Oh, the whale sound, pretty cool. So this is one of the characteristics of the Pratt & Whitney. The other major characteristic is that Pratt & Whitney had to recall a lot of engines back because of a build defect. So we need to go through uniform. This is my hometown airport, so I know this airport from the inside out. But basically, we need to cross runway 20 to the other side. So that's what that plane's doing right now. Although we could cross it right here. But it's telling us to do that through uniform 5, and we can also take off from uniform 5, but not usually an A321 will do that. Actually it does. I've seen it Yeah, the 321 does take off from uniform 5. But let's amuse our ATC, because it's probably having a rough day with all this bad weather. Taxi checklist, nose light taxi is on, runway turn-off lights is on, strobes, I'm going to set it to auto, and let's slow down here on uniform 5 for the cross. This is the CAT 2, and then there's a visual holding point. Takeoff config, status, no blue. Okay, we're done. Taxi checklist complete. You can see rain there. Oh, ha, that was a coincidence. As soon as I pointed, lightning. Nice. Alright, we're holding here. Let's waiting to cross runway 20.
Air 776 waiting to cross 20.
Air 776 cross runway 20.
Alright, let's go. Expert.
Uniform 6 Sierra 2 Bravo.
Let's go outside to listen to the whale. Really cool.
75 Whiskey Foxtrot, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position for traffic. Alpine 75 Whiskey Foxtrot.
Alpine 75 Whiskey Foxtrot, continue taxi.
Alright, let's go crossing. It's good practice when you cross runways to turn on your landing lights, just to make yourself visible. And after you do cross the runway, turn it back off. Just a little precaution.
Alpine 75 Whiskey Foxtrot, cross runway 20, uniform 5. Continue taxi via uniform 5.
Need to be careful with this taxiway because it's downhill, and there's a slight risk of overheat. No planes coming from the left. Let's carry on taxiing. And now we're just going to use inertia to reach runway 20 holding point. That's holding point Bravo.
Air Portugal 440, gate 125 request pushback and engine start.
Air Portugal 440, Lisbon ground, pushback approved, face north.
Pushback approved, face north, Air Portugal 440.
So Betsy's not with us today, unfortunately.
Air Portugal 826 at ramp 105 request pushback.
Air Portugal 826, Lisbon ground, pushback approved, face north.
This plane never had pilot, co-pilot models. A lot of lightning going on. So let's do some memory items here. Oh my god, look at that. So as you can see, we're at 23 knots ground speed taxiing. That's a little bit above. But now we're climbing. We're going up a hill, a small hill, so most pilots will just start braking. We're way up there, way up ahead, and that will overheat your brakes. Always have an eye on your brake temperature. Let's go to the tower. Let's request departure.
776 holding short, runway 20.
Air 776 hold short of 20.
Holding short.
Local, hold short of 20 for traffic at Air 776.
Right. And we are going to turn off our lights.
Alpine 75 Whiskey Foxtrot, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position, Alpine 75 Whiskey Foxtrot.
Waiting for that plane to land. So we have our weather radar turned on, and we'll point it downrange to see what we see. See if there's any. Oh, that's like a flash, like a camera flash. What plane is incoming? We'll see. So tap Portugal A320. Nice.
776, runway 20, line up and wait.
Line up and wait.
Line up and wait. Runway 20, Air 776.
At Portugal 942, exit left at Hotel 1.
Exit left at Hotel 1, Air Portugal 942.
Alpine 75.
Sworn our cabin crew. Before takeoff checklist, cabin crew notified. External lights to all. Nose wheel sting set for takeoff. NTI is not required. PACs not required. TCAS set to TARA.
Air 776 Lisbon Tower, wind 245 at 12, runway 20, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff.
Runway 20, cleared for takeoff. Air 776.
Weather radar is on. Predictive wind shear is on. Takeoff memo status no blow. Clear for takeoff. Let's go.
Ground 121.755, Air Portugal 942.
Flex set. My bad. 120. $140. P1 rotate. Man, I need a co-pilot. Positive rate, gear up. Thrust lever, climb, SRS. One 70, autopilot 1 engaged. 170 set. Speed check, flaps up. After takeoff checklist, gear retracted, flaps up, spoilers retracted. Thrust set to climb, autopilot as required, nose wheel lights and nose runway turn off lights to off. After takeoff checklist complete. So, huge storm over Lisbon and the whole country actually. Passing transition altitude, set QNH local. Standard, I mean. Hello? There it is. Set standard and cross-checked. have some turbulence up ahead. Sorry if you guys aren't getting. I'm gonna raise the ATC sound a little more. Cool. That was quite the lightning there. Oh, this is the St. Elmo's fire. Oh, nice. Can you guys see it? It's not lightning outside, it's a St. Elmo's fire. It's simulated. It's like these little electric discharges on the windshield. It's very cool. I thought it was that's lightning. But this is St. Elmo's fire. It's quite a frequent phenomenon. Especially going through thunderstorm clouds. So this cloud looks a little menacing. Let's hope it's not. I mean, we do have a green area here, so it doesn't look too bad, and there's a bigger cloud formation up ahead, but we'll be turning before that. We're trusting the radar here, and it does seem like a mild cloud, but I think we'll be in the soup for a moment. Passing 10,000 feet, external lights off. Climb checklist, barrel reference set, standard above, transition set, anti-ice not required. We're gonna turn on our little ice indicator here, right there, to see if it forms any ice. We should have turned that on earlier. Landing lights set off, wing lights to off. Let's leave it on for now. Seatbelt signs as required. Climb checklist complete above, actually above and below the line because we crossed 10,000 feet. External lights off. So climb checklist complete. We're going to some soup. Still got the St. Elmo's fire. And it is called St. Elmo's, I don't know why. Nice little turn. As you can see, there's some bad weather cells.
Radar 776, contact Lisbon Center 119.55, bye-bye.
119.55. Center 119.55 at hour 776. Lisbon Center at hour 776, good evening. Through flight level 144 for flight level 170, direct PT 702. At hour 776, Lisbon Center, identified
340.
Level 340. Climb to flight level 340, hour 776.
So, Alitalia used to be called Alitalia, and I thought that ITA will just inherit it, like Air Italia or something like that, instead of Alitalia. But no, they got their own Itaro call sign. So we're following this procedure right here. I'm going to zoom in. So we're going through these waypoints all the way to Ixida. And there's Ixida right there. We'll reach flight level 340 at Ixida, which is convenient. So Lisbon is going to be left behind. Let's go outside to have a good look at our external model. So big thunderstorm over Lisbon. Takeoff was uneventful. The wind wasn't that strong. But taking off is one thing, landing is a completely different thing. When I was preparing this flight plan, I was watching Malpensa Milan weather, and it was okay. So well, I'm not expecting rough weather at Milan, but here we are flying away from Lisbon and into the soup. So now we had some turbulence. One of the things they added is this. I don't know if you guys can see it. Wing flex. Whoa. Big flash there. So we got wing flex, and it's clearly visible when in the cockpit. Sorry, when in the cabin. So not a good thing to fly actually.
Descend to flight level 080.
I did press this chrono, but it didn't work. Don't know why. When I was taking off, I pressed the button, but it ignored my press.
Central 118.27, 5 postman H166 heavy.
Lisbon Center, Ryanair 32 November Bravo, leaving flight level 148 for flight level 170.
So, coming back to our nav VHF.
November Bravo, Lisbon Center, radar contact, climb to flight level 350. Climb to flight level 350, Ryanair 32 November Bravo.
You can clearly see we're being thrown around by turbulence. Still seeing the St. Elmo's fire. Can you imagine back in the day when people weren't really that knowledgeable about physics, and they would fly in thunderstorm and they would see these flashes in the screen? I bet they were quite scared of this, not really knowing what they were watching. I've seen videos where these St. Elmo's fire look really menacing. Looks like something's breaking or something. It looks like plasma. So far we found a couple of issues that have not been resolved, such as the map screen here. We can go to it, that you need to reset the EFB every time you want to use it. And you also, I also encountered that issue with BeyondATC not supplying CPDLC. So data link is not working with BeyondATC. And I don't know why they say it was implemented, because it isn't.
Emblem 4 Bravo, runway 20, ready for descent, Portugalia 73.
Portugalia 73, descend to flight level 250.
Descend to flight level 250, Portugalia 73.
Passing flight level 230.
Descend to flight level 130.
All the way to flight level 2340.
Iberia 3113, contact Madrid Central 118.275. Contact Madrid Central 118.275, Iberia 3113.
Now, for everybody just came around now, this is not lightning, what you're seeing here. This is St. Elmo's fire. It's an electrical discharge on the windshield. It's a real phenomenon. It looks weird, but it's perfectly natural and harmless.
Have a good evening.
So answering story 066, FSLab, is it good? Well, last time I flew it, it had issues. Are the issues fully resolved? It didn't happen like in 1 hour flight. It happened in a lot longer flights. So I can't really say that for now. I always enjoyed the depth and the attention to realism, but FSLabs is not really that company to look for eye candy stuff. I mean, we do have the St. Elmo's fire and a couple of facts that are really cool, but you will see in a moment why I say they are not in it for the eye candy stuff. There's a good reason why I say that, and you guys will see in a moment. But so far so good. I guess it all depends on what depth of simulation you want. So Flight Sim Labs has always been known to be quite cynical in the way they develop their planes. They don't really care about you know, well, the ease of use, alright? So these planes are all complex, regardless if it's Airbus or Boeing, they're always complex. But sometimes developers, they come up with shortcuts, they come up with small stuff to make things a little bit easier on you, because this, in the end, this is a game. But FSLabs thrives on realism. They enjoy being in-depth, they enjoy their cynical approach, and they will tell you when you want something like a shortcut, they will tell you, no, that's not realistic. We prefer what would be done on the level D simulator, so to speak, although we can't really simulate that. So in a way, they want to thrive on realism. Can they make it though? Well, yes and no. Yes, you have stuff like the NEO for some exploration into failures and service introduced failures or wear and tear. But then they don't go the extra mile, which would be to have actual visual wear and tear on the airplane. They do have some wear and tear when it comes to windshields and all that, but that's not really what people would like to see. They would like to see like blown tires, stuff like that. I've never blown a tire actually, but I'm pretty sure it will not be like visually depicted as other developers do. That's a thing. Because they aim for realism. They aim for the CDU pages being realistic. They aim for the stuff that you would do on a real plane to fly it to be as real as possible. Let's turn off the seatbelt signs to allow the passengers to move freely and the cabin crew to start preparing beverages and all that jazz. So let's put this on auto. Well, actually off and see. Yeah, that's it. So we got a company message, probably an ADC. We'll see. I don't know if we got delayed or something.
Ryanair 854 Juliet, flight level 370.
So we got new message. So we got significant meteorology over Madrid FIR. So severe MTW. So these are the, I just want to see the flight level. Flight level 260, alright, that's not for us. And the second, so again, SIGMET 24 valid. So we got turbulence forecast, and that's for from flight level 180 to 320, so not affecting our flight, which is good. Red crew bus, this is new. Require crew bus and require follow me. Yeah. This is new, I've never seen this. This is something they introduced probably. Not relevant for now. So we are just about crossing Ixida, and that will be the final. Actually, we passed Ixida, sorry. And we're still climbing because, you know, we got one. Whoa, look at that, guys. 128 tailwind. This will help us reach Italy quite fast, won't it? 128 knots on tailwind. That's why we're going sideways. And that's why we're climbing a little slower now. so that we don't go to the stratosphere. 128 knots. Just the other day I was coming back to Lisbon and I got 100 knots nose wind. Now I got more than that tailwind. Nice. I keep complaining that FS doesn't really help me with the wind. Well, the world doesn't help me with the wind because I'm using real world meteor. So we got some funky. So all these polygons are turbulence areas.
Lisbon Center, Portugal 1095, descending via
all these polygons are turbulence areas, so we're going to get some flipping around at flight level 340, probably not, but as you can see, all these polygons are weather, significant weather, and we got a couple of warnings already, company message.
Portugal 35 Mike Tango, maintain 280 knots.
Maintain 280 knots, Portugal 35 Mike Tango. Lisbon Center, Air Portugal 440. Good evening, climbing flight level 142 for flight level 170, direct to PT 751.
Air Portugal 440, Lisbon Center, identified, climb to flight level 340.
Climb to flight level 340, Air Portugal 440.
090 Quebec Alpha, contact CDA Center 118.275, bye-bye.
Center 118.275, yielding 90 Quebec Alpha.
Lisbon Center, Air Algerie 3004, descending via Echo True Bravo, flight level 222. Viewing A462, Lisbon Center, expect taxi Tree Bravo, runway 20. Expect taxi Tree Bravo, runway 20, viewing A462. Air Algerie 3004, Lisbon Center, identified. Alpine 67 Yankee Romeo, contact Madrid Center 118.275, bye-bye. Center 118.275, Alpine 67 Yankee Romeo.
Yeah, this is the part where we're reaching the cruise altitude.
Center, Centric 1509, good evening, flight level 360.
Portugal Seaside Mike Tango, descend to flight level 130.
Descend to flight level 130, Portugal 35 Mike Tango.
Sunship 1509, Lisbon Center, radar contact.
Alright, so we're at cruise and I'm confident enough to take you back to the cabin and you guys can see for yourselves another new item from FSLabs in this new update. So the update was released today and I've already flew it quite a bit. I'm just gonna turn on the storm light. Where is that? Right here. Hello? I want to move it up. This is never working as it should. There you go. Alright. So, welcome to the cabin. And as you will see, first of all, there's no seated passengers, so I apologize for that, but I had to turn it off for performance. The cabin itself looks fancy, looks really cool, and it is. Why is this light turned on? Weird. And it's supposed to simulate like passengers turning on their lights, I suppose. It looks cool. Also, these blinders will open and close dynamically. But one thing you'll notice already is that there's no way to operate those. So none of this works. None of this is interactive. Remember when I said that FSLabs doesn't go for the eye candy stuff? Yeah. So nothing in this cabin is interactive. Not the blinders, not the luggage compartments, anything regarding the lighting on the cabin. It's all automated. It will turn on and off these lights according to the phase of flight. You cannot pull the curtains, you cannot do anything. Now, is that important? Of course not. It's not important, but we kind of get used to these things, like opening the lavatory and pushing the flush button. I mean, it's part of the experience of flying in these planes, and everybody that, any simmer can tell you that these things contribute to your pleasure of flying in a simulator. They're not important for flight operation, for sure, but it is kind of a letdown not to see these things working.
Contact Lisbon, arrival 125.13 at Portugal 673.
I've know a couple of people that like to look through the window and just sit like they would be sitting on the passenger flight as a passenger. So why not model that? No harm done, I suppose, but that's not.
118.27, 5 at hour 776.
Yeah.
Madrid Center at hour 776. Good evening. Flight
Look at the wing flex. Looks really cool, doesn't it?
At hour 776, Madrid Center.
Engine sound is on par. I mean, these guys are good at these things. What's realistic and all that. But yeah, let's go back upstairs to see where we're at. So here we are. We're just crossing the border to Spain. It's gonna take a moment. We're gonna try our infamous jump ahead feature, but I still want to talk about the stuff that really bothers me on this plane. So like I said when we were on the ground, as you can see, when you use the cockpit's own lighting, things get a little better, but there are still baked in textures, shadows that don't really look good. But I appreciate that they had enough time to review the seat cloth. It looks a little less painted on with Microsoft Paint. I also noticed that they added a few more textures to the glare shield, to the side panels. It kind of makes the textures a little bit better, and I appreciate that because that means that they listen to the crowd. But like I said, not everything was solved. They still got a lot of work to do. Is it worth the 70 plus US dollars or euros that they charge? I believe I said this already back when I started flying with the FSLabs A321 Neo. When I purchased it, I said, yes, it's worth it because number one, realism. Number two, real great attention to what makes a plane fly and what makes these systems work, which is part of realism, of course. But in any case, a lot of companies bet on realism and fail because then the systems are not in depth. That's not FSLabs. They go deep with these things. That's good. However, what they don't. Oh, this is a new step. We'll talk about this in a moment. However, it is quite evident that they still have a long way to go in terms of optimization. So sometimes when you look around, you get stutters, especially on the ground. There's the announced integration with BeyondATC did not work. I could make it work. It didn't work at all. Maybe there's an issue. Maybe I have an issue. Maybe it's some setting I didn't correctly set up. I'm pretty sure there's nothing on the EFB to set up regarding the electronic flight bag. Sorry, regarding the. I know you need to integrate Navigraph, but I don't think you have an option here. Let me check, because I may have failed. So let's see. We go to options, probably. Definitely not maintenance. Units, FWC, FCUF is payload external controls, ADIRS, FMGC. Let's see. Nope. So let's go to page 2. Let's see, various. So ISIS is new, persistent fuel is true, GPS jamming is enabled. Oh, no, that's not good. DDRMI removed, satellite dome installed. All these are like visual stuff to add or removed. None of these are related to the... this is good. Colwyn ready. Let's set it to call. Cabin ready. Logic is auto. Boarding music, yeah. So let's see page 3. Controls, sounds, displays. Yeah, none of this looks like I've missed anything. So let's go to ATC COM. Let's check on connection status. So ADSC, this is nothing to do with BeyondATC apparently. So let's see as traffic. Oh, this is nice. We got a list of traffic around us. That's nice. CFDS not implemented. AIDS not implemented. FMGC will just take us back to the FMGC. So pretty sure, let's go to ATC menu. We already been here. Pretty sure there's no option here that I need to turn on. Let's see, AOC menu. No, second page. CATC. Message record. No, it's not, definitely not here. So I don't know. There's no, apparently I cannot see an integration. Let's see if we can. So FCUF is
Center, Ryanair 13 uniform Delta, flight level 360.
I'm just pressing buttons to see if I can find anything related to, but that doesn't appear to be anything related. So if it was something to turn on, it would be on this page, on the various page. Because yeah, it says here door open only. Let's see if that's the case. Oh yeah, there they are. Oh, nice. So I had to turn it off, but then I turned it back on, but it's just for immersion, really. And page 3, no.
Iberia 3113, descend to flight level 140.
Anyway.
Descend to flight level 140, Iberia 3113.
Madrid Center, Tomjet 863 Lima. Good evening, flight level 370. Tomjet 86 Lima, Madrid Center, radar contact.
Madrid Center, Tomjet 810, good evening, flight level 350.
Comjet 81 Kilo, Madrid Center, identified. Labs A321N, contact breast control 124.725.
Center 124.725, Labs A3768, bye-bye.
Delivery lists for the Pratt & Whitney. I can tell you that they have a lot of planes. I can tell you how many. So,
Ryanair 61 Papa uniform. Contact border control 125.6. Have a good evening.
Contact border control 125.6, Ryanair 61 Papa uniform. Have a good evening.
Postman 8166 Heavy, descend to 6,000 feet, QNH 09890.
Descend 6,000 feet, QNH 0989, Postman 8166 Heavy.
Iberia 3113, descend to flight level 130.
Descend to flight level 130, Iberia 3113.
so they have more than 100 liveries. Easy, more than 100, but consider that there are many from the same airline. So for example, Wizz Air, my god, Wizz Air has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 liveries, just Wizz Air. I know Wizz Air is divided between Wizz Air UK and Wizz Air Malta, but come on, you don't need these many liveries for Wizz Air. This is my opinion. But then you have like United Airlines, or Delta, I mean, Delta Airlines, with quite a few as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 liveries just for Delta. So a lot of liveries are repeated, although they are different because they have different call signs. Some of them have special liveries. I never understood why you needed to have like the same livery. The only difference is the serial number or the registration number or the cabin layout. I mean, I understand that. And remember that these are A321 NEO, so they might have more than one ACT, so additional fuel tank, modular fuel tank. So yeah, I understand, but still, Wizz Air, Delta, way too many liveries for the same airline. And yeah, they updated a few airlines for the LEAP engine as well. Yeah, I don't know about that, Max, but I mean, it's just too many liveries for Wizz Air, in my opinion. Again, there are one or two. I mean, there's one really cool from Wizz Air Malta, which is Fly the Greenest. It looks really cool. I may install that in the future. But then you have the Abu Dhabi livery as well. But other than that, they all look the same. It's just a registration number. And there's a few fictional ones, which is even worse. It looks, I mean, it's exaggerated in terms of liveries. It's Wizz Air is just, yeah. I mean, it's good to have choice, right? You want to fly Wizz Air for your VA, fine. But I mean, in the meantime, there are a few airlines missing still. In the LEAP, we still don't have the Transair Retro, which is a livery I really wanted to have. They still didn't implement the Transavia Retro for some reason. And Transavia does have a lot of liveries too for the LEAP engine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 liveries for Transavia, and the variations are marginal. I would prefer to have one livery that is representative of many. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind fictional, but they didn't have these many fictional liveries on the LEAP engine. I don't know what carried them away with the PWs to have so many fictional liveries. I'll tell you how many there are. So, 1, 2, 3 fictional for Wizz Air. So those 3 are fictional, plus the other ones that are not fictional. So you can realize that there are too many. There's a couple of more because I've seen it earlier. So there's one for Qantas, also fictional. So 4 fictionals. And
Ryanair 7 Foxtrot Whiskey, Madrid Center, radar contact.
See more here.
Griffin 860, contact breast control 123.75.
Contact breast control 123.75, Griffin 860.
I could swear there were more than 4. Alright, there's one for Ansett Australia, also fictional. Airlink, also a fictional. So we're 6 fictional for paint jobs. From all these, it's not that many, to be honest. It's 6 fictional, but I would prefer not to have any fictional. I remember Phoenix back in the day removed all fictionals because, you know, it's a waste of space. And the FSLabs control center, so the launcher, is already, it's not the best design in the world. And when it comes to liveries, it's like you keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and same liveries with little variations, just the registration number at best sometimes. I would keep like one regular paint job and then add a couple of special paint jobs. For example, ITA Airways has beautiful paint jobs. I'm not sure if they're A321 NEOs, but they have this livery we are seeing here. So this blue, deep blue ITA Airways livery, which I really enjoy. We can't see it that well now, but it's a really cool livery. But then they have one saying born in 2020, I think. That's a really cool livery. It's not here. Again, I'm not sure that's an A321 NEO, but I would definitely prefer that than having freaking dozens of Wizz Air liveries.
Air Portugal 826, Madrid Center, radar contact.
That's a good point, Max, and I agree. I mean, if we want to have like, I don't know, Ryanair A321 NEO, then the community can do that. Why try to do that with the airplane that, by the way, you want to make it as realistic as possible? Doesn't make sense. So while we're talking about this, about what's new, let me go back to to their changelog, so we can talk about the few things that that have been implemented.
Postman 8166 Heavy, contact Victoria Tower 118.45.
Stand by.
Over to Tower 118.45.
Let me just write something here real quick.
Alpine 75 Whiskey Foxtrot, Toledo Tree Charlie, runway 32 left. Report ready for descent.
Toledo Tree Charlie, runway 32 left. Ready for descent. Alpine 75 Whiskey Foxtrot.
Alpine 75 Whiskey Foxtrot, descend to flight level 140.
Descent to flight level 140, Alpine 75 Whiskey Foxtrot.
Just finishing my request in the forum. Alright, that doo-doo-doo you're hearing is me typing. It's a feature of my browser. Alright, so let's go to announcements. And let's go here to the change log, so I want to talk about it a little bit. So I'm not going to go full extensively looking at everything. So the Pratt & Whitney edition, yeah, fine. There's some airlines that selected the PW, and yeah, it's a good engine, and nothing against it. It's just that they took their sweet time fixing some stuff that we were having in the LEAP engines in order to bring the PWs at the same time. And I think that we deserve to have a separate bug fixing update and then have the PW engine added later. I wouldn't mind waiting 7 months for the PW, but have interim updates as regularly as possible. Then let's go through the fixes. Now, most of the fixes that have been implemented were welcome because, you know, the plane was having some issues, and it's cool that they added some of the fixes. It's also cool that they added a couple of features, a few features. I'll talk about a couple of them. So they say they implemented a new ETP logic. So what is ETP? ETP is equal time point. It's as they explained, they messed in a good way. They messed with their programming of the flight planning according to fuel management, navigation, route editing, so that the ETP would reflect the actual midpoint for the flight, for the flight plan. So that's good. But I don't think anybody was kind of more bothered that ETP wasn't that accurate. This is my opinion. It's important for long-range transatlantic flights, for example, trans-Pacific flights, where you do need to know where your point of no return is. Really important. I understand that. But at the same time, I argue how many people actually got, you know, a wrong ETP and got mad about it. It's arguable. They say they also enhanced the route editing and the navigation management via the FMGS. So they say this was a step forward in the FMGS fidelity, reliability, and day-to-day usability. Can't agree, can't disagree. I think that this is, at the end of the day, this is still a game, a simulator. We're not expecting full-on realism, but still it's good to know that they're betting on that realism's side of things. And we if we want to talk about realism and there's no realism, then I prefer to have these new features and these new enhancements The Dir2 logic, they say they refined it. That's important because sometimes the direct-to logic on their FMGS was a little bit dubious. Sometimes the plane would just draw weird lines to intercept the steer point we were trying to go direct to. That's good. Step altitude. So I did not program step altitudes for this flight, but I actually should have, because there's some weather formations, and on my EFP I do have step climbs, but I didn't go as deep as that. That's important for weather, for example, or for performance. That's good. The cabin. We've seen the cabin. A little underwhelmed because of the stuff we talked about, the interaction not being there. You might argue, come on man, that's not important, and you'd be right, it's not that important. True, but if you're talking about immersion, and like I said earlier, people sometimes like to just sit in the back and look around, not having anything to animate, to touch and work with, it kind of kills the vibe, you know. So sad to see it. They do have animated window blinds, customized lighting environments. As you saw, there's some lighting effects there. But at the end of the day, we wanted a little bit more. It's not alive. They say the sense of operating a living, responsive aircraft. Not in the cabin, guys. Not at all in the cabin. Situational awareness and traffic and terrain protection. Now, we can talk about this a little better, because now we have this selector here, which is new, that didn't have on the previous version. Can you see these little planes right here? You can see that not only there's the plane here, but there's also, and of course the altitude, it's plus 2,700 feet. There's also the call sign. This is not really relevant for us, and we can easily select that in or out. As you can see, you can also select the aircraft there. You can see it that we are moving around, and we can follow that specific aircraft, but there should also be a function to remove it, unless I don't know how to use this little switch here. You can see that when you pull a circle on that plane, you know that it's 490 meters away from us, and we can choose other aircraft, and it will adjust the information available for that. I'm not sure if we should be able to cycle between the information. On the Airbus A350, we can select it to be traffic information or just a simplified symbol. This can cluster things a little bit, so I prefer to remove that. I'm pretty sure I'm missing something. It's probably on, let's see, do we have here?
Ready for descent, Alpine 7605.
So no, there's no option for that, unless there's a button here that I'm not seeing. But we should be able to go on the ATC, and there should be an option here to... Is this it?
Alpine 7605, turn right, heading 040
nope.
vectors.
Still have the call signs.
Turn right, heading 040, Alpine
Again, I'm probably being naive with this, and there should be more to that than what I'm talking about, but still I would prefer to have it declutter a little bit with that little knob there. The traffic selector, of course, is working as intended. We should be able to cycle between all the contacts, and pressing would put them in blue apparently, but the idea behind it is it's just to highlight an aircraft, that's all. But yeah, it's implemented, it's cool. Grid more stuff, minimum route altitude. It's implemented. Core aircraft system and systems integration. Now this is where we go into the deep stuff. So FMGS upgrades coincide with major improvements across the NEO's core aircraft system. Engine and FADEC logic has been refined and updated start sequence. Yes, we noticed that with the PW. It's quite different from the LEAP engine, a bit sluggish to turn on, but that's the characteristic of that engine. And then we have the authentic Pratt & Whitney soundscape. We already talked about that. Pretty impressive whale sound, as people like to call it. There's an extensive collection of professional liveries, like we talked about, more than 100. Unfortunately, some of them are way too repeated. Refined control, flight controls, and ground handling. Now, in terms of flight controls, I wasn't able to control it that well because it was quite quick taking off and going into climb mode. But on the ground, yes, I noticed the plane handles a little bit better, although I lost control slightly making that U-turn in the beginning, but that was probably just me oversteering and the wheels just losing traction. Could be. But yeah, we need to test this a little more. It's not going to be one flight to test it around. It's not going to be enough. Platform stability, this is a huge issue on the previous version. We had a lot of crashes, a lot of WASM crashes. It's good to see that they worked on those. Some of them are below the hood, so there's a lot of in-depth stuff that was messed around, which is cool. So freezes, loading inconsistencies, a lot of stuff they worked around. That nasty sound issue I had in the last two flights. Let's see, apparently it's resolved. That's what they say. Here's hoping. Wing flex simulation, we saw that already. The wing flex looks really good, really realistic. That's about it. But to the full extent, the Pratt & Whitney edition is kind of cool. I like the having options to fly these airplanes. I also like to have more airlines because not all airlines chose the LEAP. Some of them chose the PW, and so it's nice to have more airlines to choose from. It's also nice to have different performances. I would have to compare them, of course, with real life data. I'm not going to go into that now. It's good to see that they go for realism. We talked about this already. But at the end of the day, we kind of want that eye candy stuff. We want to move the trays, guys. We want to touch we would just want. I mean, it's not important for the simulation, but it's so important for. You guys saw the last video on the A340 VIP. You don't need to have a bed. You don't need to have those opening and closing doors. You don't need to have the TV that moves from moves up from the belt, whatever that the armor is, whatever that is. Yeah, the TV that goes up. You guys know what I'm talking about. They definitely didn't need to animate the shower, but everybody looks at that and sees how fun it is. Come on, FSLabs, give us some fun. Allow us to freaking do this. Allow us to move around the cabin. Allow us to press the coffee machine. Press it on, make some noise, even if nothing happens. And allow us to go into the washrooms, even though it's not important. Allow us to freaking close the curtain. Allow us to control the cabin lights. Just lighten up the mood, change the color, or something like that. Some guys are just go deep into that, and I know that some developers are just, you know, they lose themselves with these kinds of details. But not doing anything for a $70 aircraft, it's sad. It's sad to have this panel here with the airline logo and all that, and all these numbers, and nothing works. It's sad not to be able to open this door like the Phoenix and others. It's sad not to have like this cabin pressure lights when we land lit up. It's sad. It's sad. It's not important for what happens in the cockpit, but it's sad because others do it, and maybe for less money. And it's part of enjoying these simulators. It's to be able to do these things. Isn't the door open? The door only opens from the inside. Let's see how the passengers are set. And they're okay. They're fine. You see the overhead lights on some of them. It's cool. It's not really important, but it's cool to see it. So, again, not important, but sad. And to see that bug with the background map, you need to reset the EFB to show. To see that we don't have proper CPDLC integration with BeyondATC, although that's in the changelog, it's sad. It means that some of the stuff was left behind due to time compression. Probably. They focused on other important stuff. Probably. But it took them 7 months. 7 months. And at the end of these 7 months, we don't have an interactive airplane. We cannot interact with panels doing the walk around. We cannot interact in the cabin with the little stuff. Come on, guys. If you guys have time now, think about that. Think about implementing those kinds of things. You might say, well, that doesn't change the way the plane flies. That's not important for QRH or running checklists. Yeah, it's not important, but it's immersive. People like that. You might not even leave the cockpit ever. You might not even care to have a cabin ever. But what about those that do care? Are they to be deprived of that? No. If they see that there's no cool interactions, and if that's exactly what he or she wants, they will definitely aim for the competition because the competition does it so well. That's it. This is my opinion. Oh, it takes a lot of man hours to make those animations and all that. No doubt. No doubt. That takes a lot of time. Definitely takes more than 7 months. Or maybe it takes 7 months and you don't do the other stuff. True. But at the same time, not doing anything is regarding immersion for the sake of bringing realism doesn't really justify 7 months of waiting for this update. So I'm not trying to be offensive or anything. This is just how I see things. Maybe I'm wrong. So we are going into border control. So we're crossing the border from Spain to France.
776, border control, border contact.
And I think I'll be taking a little break now. You guys can continue to chat here, and I'll try to write or reply in voice as much as I can. I'll see you guys in a moment. I'll be right back.
Border control, Alpine 80, November Mike, flight level 380.
Alpine 80, November Mike, border control identified. Alpine 17 Quebec Alpha, contact border control 125.6.
Central 125.6, Alpine 17 Quebec Alpha. Alpine 67 Yankee Romeo. Contact Border Control 121.25. Have a good evening.
Contact Border Control 121.25 Alpine 67 Yankee Romeo. Have a good evening.
ITA 776, contact Border Control 121.25. Have a good evening.
Contact Border Control 121.25 at hour 776. Border Control at hour 776, flight level 340.
It's hour 776, Border Control. Where to contact? Alpine 67 NT Romeo, Border Control. Expect mezzanine in November. Runway 35 right.
Expect mezzanine in November. Runway 35 right. Alpine 67 Yankee Romeo.
Sky Travel 53 Bravo, contact Bordeaux Control 125.375.
Center on 125.375, Sky Travel 53 Bravo.
Control, Alpine 80 November Mike, flight level 380. Alpine 80 November Mike, Bordeaux Control, identified. Alpine 67 Yankee Romeo, level 9 November, runway 35 right, report ready for descent.
Level 9 in November, runway 35 right, ready for descent, Alpine 67 Yankee Romeo.
Alpine 67 Yankee Romeo, descend to 9,000 feet, QNH 0987.
Descend to 9,000 feet, Alpine 67 Yankee Romeo.
Alpine 67 Yankee Romeo, contact Bordeaux Control 125.375.
Center on 125.375, Alpine 67 Yankee Romeo.
Bordeaux Control, Alpine 79 Echo Kilo, flight level 370.
Alpine 79 Echo Kilo, Bordeaux Control, radar contact.
Bordeaux Control, Alpine 38 November Kilo, flight level 360.
Alpine 38 November Kilo, Bordeaux Control, radar contact. Ryanair 7 Juliet Juliet, border control, expect Puma 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right.
Expect Puma 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right, Ryanair 7 Juliet Juliet.
Border control, Lufthansa 02 prepare, flight level 350.
Lufthansa 02 prepare, border control, identified. ITA 776, contact border control 125.375, have a good evening.
Centre on 125.375 at hour 776. Border control at hour 776, flight level 340.
Arrow 776, border control identified. Sky Trouble 53 Bravo. Contact Marseille Control 130.85. Have a good evening. Center on 130.85. Sky Trouble 53 Bravo.
So there are still some significant weather en route.
So all these polygons refer to
SIGMET, as well as these blue ones.
Alpine 80 November Mike.
Apparently there's so let's see if we can identify. So this is the SIGMET we were experiencing in the Iberian Peninsula. So turbulence forecasts. So lots of turbulence in Lisbon, FIR as well, thunderstorms. And in here, not sure why this is highlighted in blue. Oh, it's probably this, right? So this is probably the, let me check what this is. Oh yeah, this is probably the VATSIM available control stations, which is good in a way, because you might want to fly around these areas, but quite irrelevant for me because I don't fly on VATSIM. Either VATSIM or EVAL. There's no labels on these though. Alright, let's set up our arrival. So let's go to briefing here. Let's go to routing. And we're expecting runway 35 Romeo, 35 right, with the Aztec 3 Echo approach.
Marseille Control 130.85. Have a good evening.
Contact Marseille Control.
So runway 35, let's go with the Zulu approach. I hope 35 Romeo Zulu with the Aztec 3 Echo. Does it have an EV yet? It does have Inler. We'll set that up. Temporary insert.
November Kilo, descending via Milan 9 November.
So we got less than 3,000 kilograms of fuel on board, which will give us this 2.9. It's telling us that the expected fuel on board is below 3,000, which is the minimum fuel for emergencies or for the alternate as well. Don't know why, because we had a lot of tailwind. Probably some issue with the calculator from Simbrief, but as you can see, it continuously calculates the fuel to destination, and so it will update this EFOB, expected fuel on board, quite a few times. It's only an emergency really if your EFOB goes like 1 or 0 or negative. That's when you need to be concerned, because that means you don't have enough fuel to reach your destination. Simbrief has profiles, and these profiles sometimes are a little off. FSLabs does supply their own manually installable profiles when you feel like some performance isn't up to par. We do have a calculation for, so let me show you what I'm talking about. There's an initial calculation, as you can see. After Roman we should go to flight level 350 and then perform descent to 340, then 350. BeyondATC doesn't like this. This is why I don't really go for step climb, because it has that hard-coded cruise altitude, and if you want to try to go up and down, you can, but you need to request it every time. It's the same thing in real life, but you can do that easily via CPDLC, which is not working. And by the way, I was just exploring FSLabs forum, and I found that indeed they are having issues. You probably saw me messing with the menu here, with the comp menu, trying to check if I have the BeyondATC selected. I didn't have the BeyondATC, but I did have the Hoppy, and I did have the Hoppy key inserted. So even with Hoppy, it isn't working. So they're looking into that, and we'll see.
Control, the Air 776, flight level 340.
Enable logging. So logging is not working apparently. So I think this is the main issue right now, is that the logging isn't working, and therefore it won't work with BeyondATC for some reason. But they're aware of that, and they're working on it, and hopefully it won't take them another 7 months to solve that. Not having BeyondATC is not the end of the world. CPDLC is not the end of the world. But it is one feature that they announced they were implementing, and apparently it's not working. And I believe Saint Engines is also not working correctly.
Airbus from 1A, prepare. Marseille control identified.
So our EFOB is a little below the minimum 3,000 pounds, kilos, but it's perfectly all right. I don't expect to divert to the alternate, but even if I had to, I do have extra fuel for that contingency. So 2.9 is more than enough to go to the alternate. So.
Alpine 80 November Mike, Marseille control, radar contact.
So we are 1 hour 38 minutes in flight. We should be arriving in about in less than 40 minutes, it says here we should be arriving at 22:31. So if in general terms we should be in an hour, but given the fact that we have some strong tailwind, we will probably get there before that. But in order to not keep you waiting, let's prepare our jump ahead. So what is jump ahead? It is a unique feature from FSLabs on their planes. It allows you to jump, literally jump ahead in your flight plan so that you can reach your destination faster. You can look into it before you activate it. So what you need to do is go to MCDO menu or MCDO menu, and you have the feature right here, jump ahead. And you can easily press that, and it will tell you these are your waypoints. So let's say if I want to jump ahead to Latham, it tells me that I will arrive there in flight level 340 with the max speed of 0.76. Fuel on board will be 4.0, and the time, the system time will be 21:44, so about 4 minutes from now. This is not real time, all right? This is just literal teleportation into the future. So in order to do this correctly, I've found that it's better to do so in a waypoint that's with co-altitude. So I'm at flight level 340, and I should probably teleport somewhere over here, not within the star. Another thing you need to keep in mind is that you should not like skip too many ATC stations. You can, but it might get you into some trouble. And you should never, or you should avoid coming out of a different altitude on a teleport. Meaning, for example, if I want to go to this point, and at this point I should already be at 1,500 feet, the plane will struggle, all right? It will lose track, then you have to manually pull it back into the flight plan and engage autopilot. If all goes well and you do this correctly, once you press that jump ahead button, the plane will do everything on its own. So you really want to avoid a situation where you lose control because the plane gets confused of where it is. You will see that the IRS will be messed up for a moment, then it recovers. The best thing to do again is to just select these waypoints and see where the last waypoint that you keep your altitude will be. So let's see, flight level 340, flight level 340, and so on. And there it is, it's descending. So Lapri is the last waypoint where, actually no, it's 305, so probably the one before that. Yeah, there it is. So at the last waypoint to set yourself still to teleport and still be within co-altitude is this one, MF. And if you go here and you see this arrow, this is the top of descent. So ATC will not only move you to a different station, it will also give you the landing, the descent and approach clearances. So, and that's before you reach the top of descent. So it's best not to go directly to MF because there might not be time enough to switch you to a different station, and then after the handover you need to wait for the clearance. You might as well just teleport yourself to the previous one, which is Rylip. And at Rylip it's telling us that it will be 21:54, flight level 340, 0.76 Mach speed, and 3.6 fuel. There's nothing more to say. There's nothing more to add. So it's just, that's just the only information you get, and it's pretty much enough. Now, before you do jump, and if you have the ability to see the ATC like we have here, be mindful that once you teleport, you might overtake other aircraft, you might even get into their paths. So be very careful with teleportation. Only you will be teleported. All these planes will remain where they are. They are flying, they're AI, they're still flying, but it's like you suddenly appear next to them, for example. And look at this Ryanair plane right here. It's right there on our flight path. Although it's higher, 1,900 feet, it's descending. So there's a danger if I teleport there, I might hit that plane. So always bear that in mind. I'm allowing some time to pass to see if this plane just moves forward a little bit. And right about now should be a good time to teleport. So let's do that. Let's jump ahead. So you press it once, confirm, and let's see if everything goes okay. So confirm, 3, 2, 1, bam.
Traffic.
All right, so
descend.
We teleported. Apparently QNH is different. Apparently the autopilot is also struggling. And we even have what I was talking about. We have the TCAS warning. Now, don't react immediately. Just wait a little second.
Marseille Control at R776, good evening, flight level 340.
So we're now in Marseille Control, we've been handed over.
Clear of conflict.
So we're cleared of conflict, so you see the TCAS is telling us to reduce range. So that airplane is up ahead. I can't really see it. But it's at co-altitude, which wasn't when we teleported, but it became co-altitude because it was ascending, remember? And I can see it right now. But it's better to be teleported here, and now we're going to reach EMF, and we can prepare our plane for descent. And that's exactly what it's telling us. Enter destination data. So we go to performance, meg phase, next phase, and we go to our trusted METAR from Simbrief. Don't trust the system's own weather system, because we've seen that it's not correctly being updated. There we go. So now we go to Milan. It's modified VFR, so not so bad. It's raining, but this is what we need. 350 at 2 knots for the wind. We got QNH 993, so 0993. And the temperature is 7 degrees, so a bit chilly. Alright, so GPS primary because we teleported ourselves. So EFA below minimums. Remember, the minimums are 3,000 kilograms or 3 tons. So the weather right there, it's overcast at 3,200 feet, so there is a winter day. Visibility is 6,000 with rain, so it is raining there. And it's not a dash rain, so it is an actual RA. That means it's real rain. It's not like vague rain or rain showers. It is actual rain. If it was SHRA, that's rain showers. Dash RA is like mild rain, but this is full-on rain, and it's probably heavy. The wind is actually pretty mild. It's variable, so it was variable, but now it's only 2 knots from 350. So QNH is a little low. That means that's a lower pressure in the air. No big deal. Transition altitude will be 6,000. That's good to know. Alright, so we got everything except
contact Milan radar 124.25 with Malta 5536.
The minimum reference. So again, we're going to land with config 3, and we're going to set up.
35 right at R776.
So we're going to get vectors for 35 right.
Descend to flight level 320 R776.
Alright.
At R776, contact Milan radar 124.925.
Let's get our descent checklist out. We're going to set our TCAS to below.
Radar at R776, flight level 338.
So we just still have that Ryanair plane up ahead. So descent checklist, MCDU landing performance, let's do that. So we're going to get runway 35 right Sorry. We're gonna land config flaps 3. Apparently there's no need for, well actually there's an engine anti-ice requirement, so runway 35 right, calculate, time
Descend to flight level 290, 776.
So we're gonna get rid of vectors, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. So we gonna have a VAP of 145, and we're gonna go back to this page because I need to go real quick to the ILS Zulu for this runway 35 right. Where is that 35 right? So approach ILS 20. This is Lisbon. What am I doing? Approach ILS Zulu 35 right. All right, this is the one. To open the chart here. So our decision height is 8901 for now. 8901 for the barrel. Alrighty. So this is a standard approach, 3 degrees. We should reach this steer point after Totku. This 0.72 miles, actually 7.2 miles from the ILS touchdown. We should be descending with the 3-degree descent angle at course 346 after coming out of 3,000 feet out of Totku. Alright. So we're going to request anti-ice for the engines because it's minus 10 degrees Celsius. Not minus 10 degrees, but less than 10 degrees Celsius, and that's engine anti-ice requirement. We don't have wing and ice forming because our little sensor there is not covered in ice. Flight level 230. Let's keep on descending. Seatbelt signs are on, and descent checklist above the line complete. So looking into the VNAV pattern, I can still see it trying to be on the center of the bracket too much. That's not how Airbus does things. Plane fluctuates a little bit from faster and slower. Hello, Bobby. In terms of flight dynamics, you mean? It kind of looks the same. I don't see many differences. I was just talking about the VNAV pattern. It kind of looks like it's the same. I mean, it still accelerates a lot, then decelerates a lot, then tries to remain on the very edge like it is right now. So it's all over the place. Where the real life Airbus will try to keep itself around the triangle there. At least that's what pilots tell me. Not sure if all planes behave the same way. In terms of ground handling, Bobby, felt good. I had some trouble making a little U-turn because of a pushback mishap, but I believe I was just pushing it too fast, and I believe that was the problem. So we're reaching flight level 230 as requested. Oh, Bobby, yeah. Well, I don't have the FPS counter on, but as you can see, smooth as smooth can be. But if I move fast, sometimes I'm not getting those now. But sometimes when I move fast, I do get a stutter or two. Thanks for following, by the way. I'll try to move fast again when 170. I'll try to move fast again, so you can see if it does happen. It was happening a lot. If you move back to the beginning of the stream, whenever I looked around real quick, there will be a slight freeze. That's the plane, man. That's I'm still getting those freezes, like I described in the forum. It's a little disconcerting. It took him 7 months for them to realize there were some performance issues, but hey, as long as they fix it, I don't mind telling them what's wrong and they can fix it. I just don't like to be kept in the dark, as we were, unfortunately. So as you can see, we got one funky approach to Milan. It's kind of a zigzag. This is one of those approaches, let's take a look, that we don't really enjoy, but it is what it is, because BeyondATC just cannot, for the life of it, make a correct use of this type of holding pattern. It's not a holding pattern per se, it's a holding corridor, and real life ATC will just move you out of these points whenever they require you to go straight for the approach. Yeah, that's right, Bobby. And let me try to do something here that really bugs me quite a lot, which is using track IR. Well, it's turned off right now, but let me turn on and you'll see what I mean. So let me just line it up. Alright, so now it's lined up with the cabin. I don't know if you can see it, maybe it's not noticeable, but it's like it's dragging stuff. I know DLSS can do funky stuff, but well, there was a slight break there. I don't know if you noticed it. I don't know if it's DLSS doing this dragging effect, but it really so turn. So we're already on the vectors here. Stand by. So 045.
7,000 feet, QNH 0993 R776.
Hold on, I need to concentrate now. 045. Why is it going on open descent and not managed descent? Hello? Well, as long as it's descending, right? So I'm probably going to be ignoring all this because it's giving me radar vectors. Oh, this doesn't look good. So we're going to need to perform a direct to. Let's see if the direct to will work correctly. So currently we're following radar vectors.
Iberia 3248, descend to flight level 250.
Descend to flight level 250, Iberia 3248.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, Bobby. Because it does happen a lot when on the ground and looking from the outside view. It does look like it's something with the external model. They are talking about GSX, but look at this. I got seated passengers, and you cannot see the frame rate counter, but I don't have frame rate issues with passengers, so not sure why they tell us to remove the passengers from GSX. The new cabin is a bit disappointing, like I was talking about.
Contact me.
Nothing is interactive. It's really sad.
Milan radar, R776, flight level 130.
I'm gonna increase the speed.
R776, Milan radar. Good evening. QNH 0993, expect a visual approach runway 35 right.
Visual?
QNH 0993, expect a visual approach runway 35 right at R776.
Hey, whatever makes you tick, man. So I'm gonna delete all this and just going for the FF.
5536, Milan radar, QNH 0993, expect a visual approach runway 35 right. QNH 0993, expect the visual approach runway 35 right with Malta 5536.
Oh, stand by. I don't want you to turn just yet. Come on. 045. Go up here. Go. Don't be rushing. I may need to go to Deer 2 again. The turning is a bit aggressive, so I believe we got a wet 5, that's correct. Wet 5, and let's go for medium auto brake. Let's go back to the calculations again. So config 3, reverse all, air conditioning on, NTIs, engine NTIs. So runway is good water, and we're just gonna set normal, not all around. All right, calculate again. So VAP is 145, nothing changed there. So there's the runway threshold, we're just waiting for them to give us the all clear to turn in. And we're in the soup, passing 10,000 feet, external lights on. Nice. Here we go. So guys, if you're enjoying what you're watching, please leave a like, subscribe. There's also a QR code that occasionally shows up on your upper right screen. That's for the Buy Me a Coffee platform. Or you can click on the description below and you can find the link as well as in the chat. There's a pinned message. Every money that has been gathered via Buy Me a Coffee will be reinvested in future add-ons like airplanes and ice not detected. All right, so let's turn it off.
ITA 776, descend to 1,700 feet.
Descend to 1,700 feet.
1,700.
ITA 776, turn left, heading 345, descend to 7,000 feet.
Turn left, heading 345,
What?
descend to 7,000 feet. ITA 776.
ITA 776, turn left, heading 345, descend to 1,700 feet.
Come on, lady.
Turn left, heading 345, descend to 1,700 feet. ITA 776.
Whenever people ask me, well, why don't you like BeyondATC radar vectoring? Here's why. It says raining. So I'm currently in the soup and in the hands of this ATC. Can't really see much. No yellow, magenta, but still we're in the soup. So coming down to local altitudes, which is, they gave me the QNH, I forgot to point to write it down, 09093. There. Still a bit too high. Trying to go as fast as I can. Maybe I should go even faster. So speed brakes out to help on the descent.
Milan radar, Alpine 91 Romeo November. Good evening. Flight level 133.
Alpine 91 Romeo, November. Milan radar, good evening. QNH 099 expect the visual, approach runway 35 right.
Our desired. When can I engage the autopilot?
2,500.
2500 check. I think we're going amiss. kind of low, but I trust the ATC. I think we're going a miss. Yeah, we're definitely going missing. So I'm going to take executive control here. I'm going to turn left and hope that we can be reassigned. Let's keep on turning. So yeah, don't trust ATC for vectors, BeyondATC for vectors. It's completely ignoring me now.
Air 776 request altitude change.
I need to climb.
The Air 776, roger, say new altitude.
4,000.
Request 4,000 feet, Air 776.
The Air 776, enable 4,000 feet at this time.
So I'm not cleared for the approach. They completely forgot about me. I'm going to climb anyway because I'm not comfortable at this altitude. Sorry. Just getting to 2,000 feet should be enough. So I'm going to try again, performing like
Ryanair 12 Romeo, Quebec.
a turn there.
1,200 feet.
Descend to 1,200 feet. Ryanair 12 Romeo, Quebec.
Ryanair 12 Romeo, Quebec. 10 left, heading 350.
10 left, heading 350.
ADC is not doing a good job right now, let me tell you.
Ryanair 12 Romeo, Quebec. Turn left, heading 350.
10 left, heading 350. Ryanair 12 Romeo,
So
Quebec.
they correctly pointed.
Dawn 27 Hotel Echo. Good evening. Flight level 123.
Ryanair 12 Romeo, Quebec. Airport is at 12 o'clock, 8 miles. Report the field in sight.
Field in sight. Ryanair 12 Romeo, Quebec.
So let's try our turn
Ryanair
again.
12 Romeo, Quebec. Cleared visual, approach runway 35 right.
Cleared visual, approach 35 right. Ryanair
You know, I'm not
12
comfortable
Romeo,
doing a visual approach here.
Ryanair 12 Romeo, Quebec. 10 left, heading 350.
Why is it giving me a visual approach when there's clearly no visual?
Air 776 request approach change.
Ryanair 12 Romeo, Quebec. Contact Malpensa Tower 123.6.
Contact Tower 123.6. Ryanair 12 Romeo, Quebec. Have a good evening.
Dolphin T7 Hotel Echo, Milan radar. Good evening. QNH 0993, expect the visual approach runway 35 right.
QNH 0993, expect the visual approach runway 35 right. Dawn 27
It
Hotel
doesn't
Echo.
make sense.
Radar 776, roger, say approach.
I got... Oh, there's only visual?
Cancel approach change request. Air
Doesn't make
776.
sense. Where are the other approaches?
Roger, approach change request cancelled.
Oh my god.
With Malta 5536, 10 left, heading 350.
Let's go,
10
dear.
left, heading 350 with Malta 5536. With Malta 5536, airport is at 10 o'clock 9 miles. Report the field in sight. We have the field with Malta 5536. With Malta 5536, cleared visual approach runway 35 right. Cleared visual approach 35 right with Malta 5536. With Malta 5536, contact Malpensa Tower 123.6. Over to Tower 123.6 with Malta 5536.
I don't even have enough fuel to go on these roller coasters, so I'm just gonna go for it. And yeah, Milan appears to be messed up for BeyondATC, I mean.
Alpine 80 November Mike, Milan radar, QNH 0993, expect the visual, approach runway 35 right.
QNH 0993, expect the visual approach runway 35 right. Alpine 80 November Mike.
turn in.
Milan radar, Alpine 30 Foxtrot X-ray, good evening, flight level 133. Alpine 30 Foxtrot X-ray, Milan radar, good evening, QNH 0993, expect the visual, approach runway 35 right. QNH 0993, expect the visual,
So let's go for the checklists.
Alpine 30 Foxtrot X-ray.
So auto brakes are set, spoilers are armed. We're going to set the flaps, we're going to extend the gear, and then turn on all the external lights. Let's turn on the landing system and the approach. Yeah, not seeing much outside, sorry guys. We're still in the soup. We're gonna need landing flaps 3. Alright, let's start cleaning up the plane. Making it ready, so let's reduce our speed. $220 for now. Speed check flaps 1. Carrier continue descending.
Milan radar, Air Portugal 826, flight level 133. Alpine 91 Romeo, November, airport residual 2 o'clock 10 miles. Report the field in sight.
Field in sight, Alpine 91 Romeo, November.
Alpine 91 Romeo, November, cleared visual, approach runway 35 right.
You know what, I'm gonna skip to the tower.
Malpensa Tower, the R776, visual runway 35 right.
The R776, Malpensa Tower, continue.
Local, the R776.
Speed check flaps 2.
Who's notify 536, nose to ground 121.825.
Ground 121.825
Set for the VM.
with multiply 536.
Which is
Malpensa Tower, Alpine 91 Romeo, November. Visual runway 35 right. Alpine 91 Romeo, November. Malpensa Tower, 13505.
Speed check flaps 3.
To land. Runway 35 right, cleared to land. Alpine 91 Romeo, November.
What are you doing, man? No.
It R776, 13505, runway 35 right, cleared to land.
Runway 35 right, cleared to land, the R776.
Alright, clear to land. Gear down. Still can see Zippo. This is supposed to be a visual approach? Really? I'm trusting the instruments right now. I'm not trusting ATC. I'm at 5 miles and I still, less than 5 miles, I still can't see the airport. How can this be visual? Fully trusting the instruments right now.
Malpensa Tower, Dolan T7 Hotel Echo, visual runway 25 right.
Dolan T7 Hotel Echo, Malpensa Tower, continue.
Roger, Dolan T7
I can
Hotel
see
Echo.
something. I can barely see something right now. Still no runway though.
1,000.
1,000 check. Mild crosswind from the left. How could this be visual? Come on.
Terrain. terrain.
GPWS waking up there. So we are clear to land. The guy who's coming behind is going to go around for sure. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
500.
500 check.
400.
400 check.
300.
Check.
300 above.
Check. We're below glide path for some reason.
Minimum.
Continue. Alright, let's autopilot off.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. 5.
Nice. Reverse both engines. Auto brake set.
Auto brake off.
Exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway at R776.
Turn here.
Alpine 91 Romeo November, go round. Fly runway center line, maintain 5,300
I tried
feet.
Alpine, I tried.
Going round. Fly runway center line, maintain 5,300 feet. Alpine 91 Romeo November. Alpine 91 Romeo November, contact Milan radar 125.63, speak soon. Contact Milan radar 125.63, Alpine 91 Romeo November. At hour 776, contact ground 121.825, bye-bye.
Now let's see if GSX works now.
Ground 121.825 hour 776. At hour 776, request taxi to assigned gate.
It's hour 776, gate Alpha 612 taxi at pilot's discretion.
Pilot's discretion, what
Gate
the heck?
Alpha 612 taxi at my discretion at hour 776.
There's something wrong with this airport. There's gotta be something wrong with this airport. I bet there's a conflict here between FS own the general scenery and I want to request to follow me then. Oh, I need to work on this one. There's got to be conflict between the general scenery and this scenery I got. I don't know what company this is. Change facility, so free this part from AI just in case, and then request to follow me. Let's just wait for the follow me. In the meantime, I'm gonna set up APU bleed and we'll perform a single engine taxi. So turning off, I turned off 1 and 2, so I'll turn off 1. Waiting for the follow me car. So gate Alpha 612, let's see if I can find it here. Is this one right here on Q1. We don't have ground following, so no point in. Where's the freaking car? Ah, there it is. Just go.
Dolan T7 Hotel Echo, ramp 659 at Alpha, taxi at pilot's discretion.
Ramp 659 at Alpha taxi at my discretion. Dolan T7 Hotel Echo.
Oof. Go, go, go. It is lovely weather, isn't it, Bobby? So I go with you there. Alright. Nope. Change his mind. Ooh. Where are you going, buddy? That way? Yeah, there's definitely a conflict here. Because I can see 2 taxi lines on the ground. There's this one and there's that one, unless this is a feature from the airport itself. But taxi at on discretion is usually an indication that there's a conflict of scenery. After landing checklists, so really dangerous to have planes taking off and landing and just telling me taxi at on discretion. I'm following the follow me, but the follow me won't stop prior to runways. I'm just doing it for the sake of finding the parking spot. I need to check on my scenery to confirm if I have a Milan Malpensa duplicated on the database, probably.
Cross runway 25 west of Alpha. Continue taxi via Delta Mike. Delta Bravo, Romeo, Yankee, Dolan 27 Hotel.
Yeah, go figure that, right, Robbie? Why do we have to reboot the computer after installing an add-on or updating it and not even installing it from scratch? Didn't make sense to me, but I did it anyway. I wanted to have like good FPS. I wasn't really concerned about the work, but I would certainly not do what they suggested, that is to run a clean community folder. It doesn't make sense to me. And would you ask that to every single customer? Just delete every other add-on and try FSLabs, even if it's just renaming the folder? It's beyond reason. I don't agree with that. So I did reboot a couple of times like they suggested, and apparently it did the job. But I'm not willing to do that often. It's just for the sake of making this work. It's been a while since I flew this plane. I purchased it from my own pocket, 70 euros or 75 euros, something like that. So quite expensive for just one plane. At least when you buy other add-ons from other manufacturers, it's more than one aircraft. It's like the A350-900 or 1000, quite expensive. I paid 93 euros for that Unibuilt airplane, but hey, at least it's two planes for the price of one. Well, not the price of one, but you get my meaning, what I'm trying to say. Yeah, look at this. See these bars here? There's definitely a scenery conflict. I need to look into this. Oh man, look! Listen to the sound of the whales. Pretty cool. Never gets old. Pratt and Whitney. They didn't know they were creating a meme with this engine. Here we go. This is our stand. Alright, let's see if we can see the actual line. There are two lines here, so I suppose this is the right one. PDGS is not turned on yet. Will it turn on? Will it receive us?
Alpine 80 November Mike, ramp 114 Alpha taxi via Charlie.
I can see the VDGS, but it's completely off. Alright, let's try it. It's behind the other one. You see it? You guys can see it? It's completely messed. Let's go outside. Oh, it's already said stop, didn't it? Yeah, I think. Oh, stutters. Let's try to warp, because no. Right, let's stop the engines and then warp it. Right, engine 2 stop. Can we move now? Oh, parking brakes. Sorry about that. How about now? Reposition. Nope. Services. Ah, this integration sucks, man. Reposition. Reposition here. Down.
Yellowtail 76 Papa Heavy, Cargo 859 at Alpha Taxi via Echo, Charlie, Hotel Alpha.
So completely
Cargo
off
859 at
as
Alpha
we
via
were.
Echo, Charlie, Hotel,
Anyway,
Hotel
let's see if
Alpha,
the
Yellowtail 76 Papa Heavy.
jetway operates now. Probably not. Oops. Come on. Come on. And it doesn't work. Oh, hold on. Airport landing. Huh. Ah, it does work. Nice. Alright, after landing checklist has been performed, but let's go on through it. Anyway, landing lights were off. Nose wheel lights and flaps. Taxi. Nose wheel lights, taxi, flaps were up. Spoilers retracted. Weather radar off. Predictive wind shear off. TCAS set to standby. Terrain to off, we never turn it on. APU as required, and wing anti-ice and engine anti-ice not required. APU bleed is on. After landing checklist complete, let's go for the parking checklist. Parking brake is set. Nav aids to off.
Alpine 30 Foxtrot X-ray, ramp 330 taxa, pilot's discretion.
Arc constraint, arc 10, constraint arc 10. Flight directors 1 and 2 to off, as well as the landing system. Anti-ice is not on. Engine master switches both off. Fuel pumps to off. Oops. Set beacon is off. Seatbelt signs to off. Seat signs disarm. External power is not available. Transponder to off. Or standby. And cockpit door to open. Oops, stutters. Major stutters. Alright. We are good to go, guys. Still waiting for that deboarding. Weird. Isn't the jetway already connected? Deboarding requested. Alright. So guys, that's it for us today. Oh, hold on. Oh, they connected the ground power.
Air Portugal 826, gate Alpha 609, a taxi at pilot's discretion.
Taxi at pilot's discretion. There it is again. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Anyway. That was it. Look at the stutters, and then it stabilizes. Welcome to Milan. Not the most uneventful flight, but it's good to be back with the FSLabs A321 Neo. And it's cool to fly with the Pratt & Whitney engines, although things could have been a lot smoother. There's some stutters, there's some issues with, still some issues with the plane. It's better than nothing, but I guess waiting 7 months to be disappointed again is a bit harsh, to say the least. I'm not entirely disappointed because the plane does fly. There was no sound issue, but there are still some items that are not working correctly. We still have some sound issues, not the same as the same severe one I had in the last 2 flights. But it's still sad to see that the plane is still not 100%. And like I've been talking with my good friend here, Bobby Hoskins, there's some backlash in the forum, people complaining, and they're trying to put out bonfires, as some guys say, and it's hard to really understand why isn't this been tested with the beta team. all these things that we found still going. Anyway, I'll do my share, which is to make these videos and talk to you guys honestly, and I'll also go to the forums and also report all this stuff. As for the Milan scenery, I probably have something you know, interfering, probably a duplicated scenery, so not at all related to the plane, but the stutters, the GSX failures, some other stuff that I've been talking about. I'm not going to repeat myself. You guys can go back and listen to what I said since the beginning. This plane is cool, it looks cool, the Pratt & Whitney engines are a good addition, but FSLab has a lot of work to do. So that's it, guys. If you guys liked what you saw, leave a like, subscribe, donate via Buy Me a Coffee. There's a link in the description. And I'll see you next time. I'm going to fly off Malpensa. Hopefully I can resolve these issues I have with the scenery. Something weird is going on here. And after some time I'll be making a flight out. Where to? We'll see. Which plane? We'll see. Probably the FSLabs again, probably with some fixes in between. We'll see. Who knows? If not, I'll definitely look into the other aircraft I usually fly. And guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your friendship, everyone. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drum's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light.